I'm back because I just did that sound bath. That was such an experience. I had so much resistance. If I didn't talk to a camera by myself for 40 minutes, I would have missed that. Like, oh, that was such a good journey. And it was like all the things that came up just got like settled back down, but energetically. Like, okay, so there's these two dudes. One was from Argentina and Spain or something. I can't remember, but they've been traveling around doing cool stuff. And so they had a lot of influences. I think at one point there was a violin. I was playing the didgeridoo, which like I tried to pick up the didgeridoo for a while. My friend let me borrow his, and it's so hard. Like you have to inhale like while I'm sitting like a fucking pretzel. You have to inhale like, okay, so you it's crazy. So like you have the didgeridoo and you like squeeze your cheeks together to make the sound come out. So like drones or whatever. So you basically have to like learn how to breathe while you like do this. It's insane. So he was doing that while walking around. Have you seen a didgeridoo? They're like staffs. They're so long. I think they're mostly made of like eucalyptus from like Australia. But his was like on kind of vibe. I cannot describe. Anyway, so cool. And then, oh, well, it was like a journey through the elements, which is kind of like the journey through the chakras. It is. So it's like, it started off like more like African drum, which is like bass, low, and Rudy. And then he'd play the didgeridoo, and then, but there's two of them, so they're like going around the room doing the different instruments. And then he was playing guitar. And then I haven't been doing any of my bhakti stuff, so they were like throwing out mantras, and I was like, yes, let's sing. I feel so much better. And then they had like sound bowls. It was so thorough. Every chakra hit. And then like I was saying that like I'm having this heart opening today and like working through stuff. And like I was, okay, like this is something that happens sometimes, but like if I'm in meditative state, like if I'm in like trance land, I'm like in my body, but I'm not, I'm like, I'm in my body, but it's over, like I'm present, but I'm overlaid in the energetics. So it's like, if there was an emergency, I could snap out of it, but like it was a safe space, so I can like let myself go into the other realms a bit. But I know when that happens because I can feel it, but I can't control it. But my eyes like flicker really fast, and usually like they look up like over at the third eye because I'm like in that space. And I knew that was happening, and I just let myself like just not like just let it happen, you know, even though strangers. And then I didn't realize that they were next to me because that I like, I'm going off, I'm going into other worlds, and I'm feeling my heart space. Like I'm feeling like all the weight, I'm feeling like all this crap that I just don't want to be like having that. And I'm like definitely in like visual world and like seeing fractals, and like you can see like when you tap in and you're starting to see the geometry, and like you tune into like where in your body there's like a block, like the fractals, like yeah, it like changes, and like you can see like where it's not like perfect, you know, harmonious imagery. And so I'm like noticing like, damn, my heart literally is like, there's like browns and blacks and like distortion. And then he somebody put the fucking bowl on my chest, like right in that moment, like a big sound bowl, and started hitting it like pretty fucking hard. So it was like really penetrating. And I also had like a pillow behind my shoulder, so I was like already kind of open, and it like blasted so much shit out. It like blasted it out, and I felt so good when it was over. I mean, it's a journey, so like after he blasted it, I had to like deal with the like, you know, like the dust had to settle back down. But I had a while, like that was not like it was probably like the middle of the bath, or I don't really know, actually the time is a little bit skewed, but it was like such fucking nice medicine. It was so nice. And then, well, like, okay, the way it was like there was this center mandala with these candles and all these petals, and it made like sort of like a circle and then like a cross thing, and then yeah, all the flowers. And then they were in the front, and then this is the door, and I got there like, I know, kind of, I think I was the last person in the room. So when I got in, there was like a lady in front of me, and I was like right by the door, and I got paranoid because I was like, I didn't put my mosquito spray on, and I'm like by the door, but it was like kind of hot in there, so I'm like, breeze or mosquitoes? But then also like energetically, like there was a lady in front of me, and she was like really kind of worried about like her spot, and like this other, she was like waiting for her daughter, and like anyway, so then I energetically stopped feeling her like at some point with my eyes closed, just because anytime I close my eyes, I'm very like in some ways aware of the bodies around me, even if I'm in trance land. But it was weird because I couldn't censor anymore at some point, so I was like, just kind of thought like, oh, I'm like really in it. And then when I finally opened my eyes at the very end, and then we were doing some like, we did like the Gayatri mantra and like Lakshmi, and like just some really beautiful mantras that I've been like craving. And anyway, so then opened my eyes at the very end, and that lady had left, and there was like no mats, and so it was just like me, like kind of the two guys in front, this like mandala, and then like the door, and I just felt so in alignment and like so like grateful for their medicine. And then they started playing the medicine song, which is more like South American shamans, and they were like doing like bird sounds, like it was a whole thing, and it's really inspiring. Like when I came on this trip, I knew it was gonna be about like me like really stepping into the fact that like music is, I just looked at my page and it says more me. I want to make them happy. You want more. It's so funny. And then here's the word dragon. But like I knew that I was kind of having to like face like the reality of like what is the most important to me is music, and so it's also what I'm most afraid of. It's just how it goes with like Dharma and like embracing that. And so having this experience and feeling like in line with them at the end, and just having like, you know, like all these people in the room, but nobody else was in the room at the same time, and like it was just like this point, and like with the cross was in the middle, like it was just like I didn't have a choice but to accept my path, if that makes sense. I like didn't have a choice. It was just like, oh yeah, like this is it. So it would be, I'll see how it manifests, but like I really know that like that kind of work is what I could be doing for people, like in groups, and like getting more into the medicine sound and being able to explain like how energy moves, and we don't have to go into the stories, but like sound heals and light heals, and to use the different influences from a life of, you know, learning and traveling and just cross-culturally unify, and then use that to like vibrate. I just look at the word shake it off, let go on my page. It's everything is everything. Like, the more in alignment, the more that like your cells vibrate higher, like even like everything is talking to you all the time, like glancing at things or feeling things, like it's like everything is everything is a synchronicity, like, and then you like they're just constant, and that tonight just felt like ding, like ding, like there's no space to deny like the truth of the journey and like where it's taking me. And like, I mean, there's so many modalities and there's so much magic and there's so much that I love about like so many things, and like sometimes 11 sometimes that's the problem in a way, because like I'm like, oh, like I don't want to just like pick one thing, but like the thing that I'm most afraid of, the thing that I love the most is healing with sound. And so yeah, tonight just, that was the cherry on freaking top. And I think they're leading an ecstatic dance on Friday, and I'm definitely gonna go dance my butt off. Necessary medicine. Yeah, I was super grateful. Super grateful. Alright, I'm gonna have like such good dreams now. Good night.